Hi guys, Simon here, and this is part two of my introduction to my guitars. So this this isn't the second guitar I bought. This is actually the third guitar I bought. Before I show you the guitar, you can probably see the top side of it here. I used to own a vintage SG, not vintage as in old, vintage as in the brand by John Hornby Skews. Vintage, they make some lovely guitars, and this was no exception. It was a lovely guitar, but I didn't bond with it. I was finding that I'd got the gold top and I'd got the SG, and while the SG was probably a step up quality wise. Again, it was second hand. It did have a couple of dings and scratches on it, but the pickups were certainly a step up quality wise, as were the tuners from the gold top. I didn't bond with it, and I bought it. I bought it from S&J Music, our little local music shop, and I made the fatal error of buying it, how can we say, as a beginner. I fell in love with the looks and I bought it without trying it. Now, as a beginner, I'm not really qualified to give out advice as such, but one piece of advice I will give you is that whenever you go and buy a guitar, yes, you've got to like the look of it. That's all part of it. We all, I think, as well as playing guitars, we all like looking at guitars. For me, a guitar is a piece of art as much as it is a musical instrument. But 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 it's got to feel right. You've got to be comfortable with the instrument. And I bought it on looks. I didn't try it in the shop. I got it home, I played it, I thought, oh, it's the best thing since sliced bread. But actually, the more I played it and the more I played the gold top, I very, very quickly started to realise that I wasn't comfortable with it. It didn't fit me as a player. I couldn't really put my finger on what it was. I don't know whether it was the neck profile. I don't know whether it was the length of the neck in comparison to the body. I don't know whether it was the body shape and how it sat on my lap. There was just something about that guitar that I didn't bond with. And as I've mentioned before, I'm on a tight budget. I do, over the course of my life, want to build up a collection of guitars. But at the moment, I have three guitars. They're all totally different. They all give me currently the flexibility that I need to play what I want to play. And anything else I buy on top of what I have now will be a bonus, really. But I never really bonded with that guitar, and it's important. It really, I can't stress enough to you how important it is to bond with your instrument. Your instrument, when you're playing it, it should feel like an extension of you. And every time I played that SG, it didn't feel a part of me. So anyway, I part exchanged it for this, which is, I don't know if you can see that. It is an Epiphone Dot. It's a semi-hollow body guitar, as you can see from the two F holes. It doesn't have coil taps like the gold top. It has the two tones, two volumes, but they are just simple tone and volume, which has the pickup selector switch, dual humbuckers, and it is the natural finish. I don't think the camera, oh, you can just about pick that out. The camera doesn't really do it justice. For me, I like the cherry red ones that you can get. I like the wine red ones, like the Noel Gallagher Riviera. They do lots of nice colours, but there was just something about this natural finish that I fell in love with. There's a little story behind this guitar. Obviously, I had the SG. Very often when we go into town, I take the kids down to the music shop, and we stand and look through the window, a bit like Wayne's World. And this one had been in the window for quite a while. Again, it's second hand. Whoever owned it before me either took incredibly good care of it or never played it. There's not a mark on it, and it was in the window for months. They had, I think they had 2 or 3 red ones, exactly the same guitar, 2 or 3 red ones that came and went, and this was in there for months. And it was love at first sight. I fell in love with it from the minute I saw it. And then one day we went into town, and it had gone. And I said to the kids, some lucky so-and-so's bought my guitar. And I forgot about it. I didn't really think anything more of it. And a few weeks later, we went into town, and it was back. It was back in the window. It was exactly the same guitar. I knew it was exactly the same guitar. So I went in to speak to Steve, the owner, and asked him what was going on with it. And basically, a guy had come in and put a tiny deposit on it, and asked to part exchange some guitars and pedals for it. But basically, what he wanted to exchange was, in Steve's words, a load of junk. So the deal fell through, hence why it was back in the window. It was up for £420 with a hard case, which isn't a bad price for a guitar like this. It's a lovely guitar, and I was still in love with it. Anyway, to cut a long story short, the day the Oasis tickets went on sale for the reunion, I was at work in the morning on the Saturday. My wife was ready to get online to buy Oasis tickets, and I made a snap decision. I'd been saving £20 a week, and squirreling the money away in a mug in the kitchen. And I made the decision, right, I'm gonna phone Steve. I'm gonna see if he'll take the SG back in part exchange, and I'm gonna try and strike up a deal on this guitar. So I gave him a ring, and he remembered. He knew who I was straight away, because I'd been quizzing him about this guitar for ages. He remembered the SG. He even remembered what damage it had. There was a little dent on one of the pickup covers, a little chip on the headstock, and a little scratch, a bit of buckle rash on the rear of the guitar. But he said he'd absolutely take it back off me. He pretty much gave me what I paid for it, and then I made up the difference, and went down straight after work and picked up my new guitar. So that last year was probably one of the best days of the year, because not only did I end up with a guitar I've been lusting over for 6 or 7 months, but my gorgeous wife also managed to secure us Oasis tickets. So that was a pretty good day. Yeah, the last video I posted about Goldie the Gold Top, I said that she wasn't my favourite guitar, and this is the reason why she's not my favourite guitar. I'll always love it. It was my first guitar. I made a lot of progress on that guitar, but this Epiphone some people are really snotty about Epiphone. Oh, poor man's Gibson. I don't get it. I'm a bit of an Epiphone fanboy. There's not many Epiphone models that I don't like, and if I had the money, there's not many Epiphone models that I wouldn't like to have in my collection. But this guitar is just absolutely stunning. It's a 2015 model, built in 2015, so it's 10 years old this year. Again, it's second hand. As I said before, the previous owner either didn't play it or just looked after it incredibly well. It is absolutely spotless, and yeah, it's just a lovely guitar. Every time I pick it up, it makes me smile. One of my friends who's been playing for over 30 years, he played it, and he said it's set up beautifully, it plays beautifully. I can't remember his exact words, but he said something along the lines of, I've played guitars that are worth more than 10 times what you paid for this that don't play as well as this. It's yeah, it's a beautiful guitar. I absolutely love it. Again, yes, it was £420. Some people that's a hell of a lot of money. To me, it's quite a lot of money, but it's not a £4,000 or £5,000 Gibson. But you have to ask the question as a beginner, even as a seasoned player, do you really need anything more than this? Are you paying for the name on the headstock? I guess that's a question you have to answer for yourself. But all I can say is that I've had this guitar now for, let's work it out. August, September, October, November, December, January, February. I've had this guitar for nearly 8 months, and every time I pick it up, it makes me smile. Every time I look at it, I'm as happy as I was the day I bought it. It's very much a case of meet your heroes. I'd ogled through the guitar shop window for months and months and months, and the dream became a reality, and I absolutely love this guitar. As I mentioned in my previous video, I name my guitars. This one is called Noel. I'll leave you to decide why it's called Noel. Yes, I know it's not the right colour for Noel Gallagher's Epiphone. I know his is a Riviera and not a Dot. I don't care. It's called Noel. Get over it. So yeah, that's just well, nearly 14 minutes. It's not such a short video, but this is my Epiphone Dot that I love dearly. Thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next one.